Oh man, oh man, oh man. The Bud Light saga continues, guys, and Bud Light got a sales update. A sales update, and whether you guys want to admit it or not, I know there's been a handful of people, oh, Eric, they have this much stock, blah, blah, blah. No, 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 no. Bud Light sales down 17% as Mulvaney drama continues. We're going to take a look at this article. A couple things I wanted to touch on. People think I'm laughing and taking, I guess, passion and excitement, like I'm getting off to this. No, 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 no. That's not the idea behind these videos. The idea behind these videos was to talk and give an opinion on the situation, which was what the hell was Bud Light thinking with their VP of marketing going this route? What were they thinking? And ever since then, she went on hiatus, right? So she is in the hot seat. She's probably gonna lose her job, honestly, at this point. I think her name was like Alyssa Heidensack, or I don't even fucking remember or care. But regardless of what, she's out. Somebody's interim VP of marketing. They scrambled with that patriotic video, and they're feeling the effects. Whether you want to admit it or not, whether you think, oh, they recovered. Why don't you report on that? They recovered. So let's take a look at this. This says Bud Light's promotion of 365 Days of Girlhood featuring Dylan Mulvaney has led to a 17% drop in sales as customers continue to boycott the brand. This could signal a shift in consumer behavior towards national beer brands and those who flirt with woke advertising. Bud Light suffered a significant drop in sales and volume, losing 17% and 21% respectively, according to sales data from Bump Williams Consulting and NielsenIQ. In comparison, Miller Lite and Coors Light saw an increase in sale by 18%. The latest market share showed Bud Light losing 6.7% last week. This information was originally reported by the NY Post, citing the sales data ending April 15th. So, Bud Light, the blue graph, Coors Light, or Molson Coors and Anheuser-Busch right here. So, Anheuser's the blue, Molson Coors is the red. Now, this is significant, guys, whether you want to think that we're just spinning it and you should cover both sides of the equation. So many people upset over fucking beer, which I never was triggered over the fucking Dylan Mulvaney thing. I was more flabbergasted at what the fuck they were thinking, catering to a consumer base that is essentially not even half the size of their main demographic. Now, this says, to put it into perspective, Anheuser-Busch's market cap dropped almost $4 billion since taking on trans-identifying Mulvaney. In addition, two marketing executives at the company have taken an extended leave of absence. And this is where you know things are trouble, because people are having to take leaves of absences when things go bad. That's when you know things are humongously going wrong, whichever way you want to fucking slice it. So the vice president of marketing, Alyssa Heinerscheid, that's her name, Heinerscheid, can't even say it, and senior marketing executive Daniel Blake are responsible for the recent attempt to revive the iconic beer company. The company had seen a drop in sales in the past several years. Heinerscheid originally stated that she wanted to make Bud Light more female-friendly and attract young drinkers. But here's the fucking problem. You want to make it more female-friendly, but you use a transgender to promote female? Like, use a real fucking woman. A biologically born woman would not hurt anybody. What's wrong with real women promoting feminism? Why is the wokies set with transgender people being the spokespeople for women? Like, why are women being erased in the I guess mainstream media? Why? You know what I mean? Continuing on, young drinkers. I don't know too many young drinkers that would be like, oh, look at this, Dylan Mulvaney, cool, let me drink. Nothing against Dylan, but again, you picked the wrong person. This goes on to say her role at the company will be filled by Global Vice President of Budweiser, Todd Allen. It's unclear if the change is permanent, Alan has more than 22 years experience in marketing, mostly with businesses based in Canada. So honestly, he's probably not going to do that good either because we know how fucking woke Canadians could be. No offense. No offense. After using TikToker Dylan Mulvaney in a promo, public disdain was swift. After weeks of pushback, Anheuser-Busch InBev CEO Brendan Whitworth issued a non-apology to customers titled "Our Responsibility to America," and that was like the most like useless statement ever given by a company. Talk about fence riding! It literally was just a bunch of meaningless words that played to no side. Honestly, they said they never intended to participate in a discussion that divides people, and they're in the business of bringing people together over beer. This goes on to say that Dylan Mulvaney is arguably one of the most controversial individuals in recent years. Each company that has used him as a spokesperson has seen some level of backlash. The decision to partner with the TikToker is also strange, given that Bud Light's known for its ruggedness and blue-collar worker advertisements in the past. This caused cultural whiplash for customers accustomed to seeing commercials and advertising they could actually relate to, most of which feature hardworking men enjoying the beer after a long day of work. In an attempt to win back public favor, Anheuser-Busch released a minute-long ad on April 14th. The same day, Whitworth's statement was also posted on the site. And this is talking about the article. It showed like a iconic Clydesdale, which is like their main mascot, galloping from city to city across the United States. It was very patriotic. It passed firemen. There was people raising American flags up. People standing on a farm like a porch of a farmhouse. It was like the ideal American Midwest, everyman type of thing. So they definitely got some backlash from that commercial. Now, according to this article, it says time will tell if the beer brand will be able to recover from this controversy. I think it's going to take some time. I'm not saying it never will. I'm not saying it's going to go out of business, but they're going to feel the effects of this whole situation for some time. Now, I did talk about a recent poll from Rasmussen Reports that showed about 54% of Americans supported the boycott of Anheuser-Busch's Bud Light. And I think amongst this, and according to this article, it says the number's even higher for Republicans at 66%. 57% of those under 40-year-olds support the boycott as well. So, things are not looking good. Sales are going down. Oh, Eric, it's just 17%. No, dude. It's coming. Slowly but surely. Oh, but you don't know how stocks work, and you're... Nah, okay. At the end of the day, they made a mistake thinking they could market to a demographic that they had to pander to. Any way you want to cut it, and your main demographic is going to be alienated from it, and you're going to feel repercussions. So, what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts.